Before the pharaohs ruled and long before the first stone of the pyramids touched the desert floor, the people of the Nile turned their eyes to the sky, the sun, and the unseen. They believed the world itself was alive, every dawn, every shadow, every death and rebirth guided by gods who shaped existence. But among the hundreds of deities that filled ancient Egypt's temples, 6 stood apart: Ra, Horus, Osiris, Seth, Anubis, and Bastet, the pillars of a belief system that lasted for more than 3,000 years. Their stories reveal not just faith, but how ancient Egyptians saw power, order, and the meaning of life itself. To the Egyptians, Ra wasn't only the sun god, he was the sun. Every morning they believed he sailed across the sky in a golden boat, bringing light and life to the world. But as night fell, Ra faced danger. He journeyed through the underworld, battling the serpent, Apophis, the embodiment of chaos, to rise again at dawn. His daily victory symbolized hope that even after darkness, light returns. Kings called themselves sons of Ra, claiming their power came from the same divine source that made the sun rise. If Ra represented the sun, Horus represented the sky itself, the falcon-eyed god who watched over Egypt. He was both fierce and just, a symbol of divine kingship. Every pharaoh was seen as a living Horus, ruling under his protection. But Horus's story is one of vengeance and justice. After his father Osiris was murdered, Horus battled his uncle Seth for the throne of Egypt, a war that raged across myth and time. Their struggle wasn't just between gods, it was the eternal conflict between order and chaos, right and wrong. Before he was god of the dead, Osiris was king of Egypt, a wise ruler who brought civilization and peace. But jealousy breeds treachery. His brother Seth, driven by envy, trapped him inside a coffin and cast it into the Nile. Osiris died, and darkness fell over the land. Yet death was not the end. His wife Isis gathered the pieces of his body and through divine magic brought him back to life, not as a man, but as the god of the afterlife. To Egyptians, Osiris represented something profound, the promise that death is not final. Where Osiris stood for life and order, Seth embodied the desert, wild, unpredictable, and destructive. He was the god of storms, violence, and change. But Seth wasn't simply evil. Egyptians also saw him as a necessary force, chaos that tested balance, destruction that made renewal possible. In one myth, even Ra relied on Seth's strength to defend his solar boat from Apophis. To them, chaos wasn't the enemy, it was part of the divine equation. Silent and watchful, Anubis stood at the threshold between life and death. With the head of a jackal, he guided souls through the underworld and weighed their hearts against the feather of truth, Ma'at. If a soul's heart was lighter than the feather, it earned eternal peace. If heavier, it was devoured by Amit, the eater of souls. Anubis represented judgment, not punishment, but balance. To live with a pure heart meant your soul would find peace under his watch. Not all gods ruled through might. Bastet, the cat goddess, brought protection, joy, and home's quiet strength. Her temples were filled with cats, symbols of grace and guardianship. To mothers and children, she was comfort. To enemies, she was ferocity, disguised in gentleness. Bastet reminded Egyptians that divinity wasn't always grand or distant. Sometimes it lived in the warmth of home and the love that protects it. Together, these gods formed a cycle. Ra gives life, Osiris renews it, Anubis guards it, Horus defends it, Seth tests it, and Bastet nurtures it. Every dawn, every flood of the Nile, every burial, and every crown bore their echoes. To the Egyptians, the gods weren't myths, they were explanations, reflections of the human soul and the order of the universe. Their temples may have crumbled, but their symbols remain: the eye of Horus, the scales of Anubis, the warmth of the sun. They remind us of an ancient truth. Humanity has always looked to something greater, not just for power, but for meaning. Which of these gods speaks to you most? The light of Ra, the justice of Horus, or the calm of Bastet? Tell me in the comments. And for more stories of ancient gods and lost civilizations, subscribe and stay curious.